Hello, I'm struggling playwright and host Michael English.
And I am struggling playwright and also host Mikey Mills. And this is Struggling to Write.
Welcome to Struggling to Write. Today, we are going to be taking a look at a play that I wrote, a superhero play, because today's episode is all about superheroes. Dun 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 dun. We're going to be taking a look at a play that I wrote. We're also going to be talking about who we would be as superheroes and what our identity would be. And then we have a special guest on tonight's episode, which I'm very excited to bring on. And
I don't even know who it is yet.
Let's just say you can see them swinging around New York City in his free time. He's a great guy. I got a chance to meet up with him earlier tonight, and he was actually in a Broadway show.
No kidding.
So we'll get to that later. But for now, this is Struggling to Write.
Heck yeah. All right. So what are we going to start with? Your play?
What?
What are we going to start with? Your play?
Well, we were supposed to start with my play, but
Everything's getting shaken up today.
well, the printer decided to be a supervillain of its own, and
Nice one.
I couldn't print us any copies of the play.
I think I got it saved on my phone still, actually.
Right. So the play, I'll just give you a synopsis of it.
Wait, I thought we were reading it.
We can't read it.
We can't?
We can't read it. Here's the problem with the play. Do you want to know the problem?
What's the problem with the play?
So I read it today, and it's a children's play.
Sure.
It's a superhero children's play. It is about 1 hour in length. I gave the show no scenes, and it's all one long thing, and there's no good place to read just a snippet of it.
Really? You don't think at all?
No, I looked through.
Well, I remember reading it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
So for the viewers that don't know about it, what I would like to do is tell them the synopsis, and then talk about it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because in an odd turn of events on today's episode, and this will be the only time this happens, ladies and gentlemen, I'm rather embarrassed, but I'm struggling to print in today's episode. But here's the synopsis. You remember it?
Vaguely, yes. I remember it was there was the main kid who was bullied, but then the bully was not really that bad in the end and helped, I think.
He does become nice. There's 3 children.
Phew, that was all guesswork.
So it's 3 kids that are kind of nerdy, and they write their own comic books. That's what they do for fun. And these 3 kids have their own 3 superheroes. So the leading kid, his superhero is half turtle, half man. And then his
Ninja Turtles?
better. just a shell. The other girl is Mathematigirl. And
I remember this now.
And
okay.
they're in school, they're kids, so
right.
Math and superheroes works well. And then the last kid is he kind of has an OCD problem, and he is a clean freak, and he is named the Caped Cleaner.
Oh, so me.
Yeah, you have OCD, right?
Yeah, and I like things clean. Not organized,
honestly,
but cleanliness, important.
You could play that role well. And he has Lysol and stuff at his utility belt, and they're all dressed like iconic superheroes. And the whole plot is the bully, he reads a comic book of his own called Supervillains Galore, and Rob Reportington, the reporter in the town, tells everyone that the supervillains came out of the page and came to life. And the reason being is because the main kid wished for this to happen so they could try and get rid of the bully. Well, they started destroying the whole planet, and it is up to these 3 kids to dress and become the superheroes that they wrote in their comics to defeat these villains. And the best part is that each of these villains all have to do with the kids. Like the Caped Cleaner, he goes up against a villain named Glunk, who is a trash monster. That's all he does, is he spreads trash. And then Madam Mortality, that's another villain. Shell Shock is the main kid's name. He goes up against her. And then there is Dr. Frankenfoot, who is a scientist who has a foot for a hand. And Mathematigirl is able to defeat him. A lot of audience participation, and yeah, it's a fun show. It's about an hour, and unless we had read the entire thing on here, I just don't think it would have worked for today's podcast.
You don't think at all?
No.
Huh. Well, it's your play.
But yeah, what do you think? What do you think I could have done differently? Did you like it?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a neat concept. And it just occurred to me while you were giving the synopsis, you know what play of yours it reminds me of? And of course I don't remember the name of it, but it's about the kids who are grown-ups. The other play where kids
Stealing
are played
candy
by
from a
that
baby.
one. It reminds me of it.
Luke was telling me earlier today, he was like, I was telling him, I was like, there's not a good place in the script to read for tonight. Do you know of any plays I've done with other superheroes? And he was like, no, but it reminds me of stealing candy from a baby.
I just feel like the overall tone, and of course, with adults playing kids, there's going to be sort of a silliness to it.
It's a lot more toned down than stealing candy from a baby.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe it was just hard to translate it to the podcast and read it, but it's also superheroes are so hard to get onto the stage. My one question I wanted to ask you is, have you ever played a superhero on stage?
No, but I've seen a show.
You have? Well, I have too, but tell me, what is the...
It was so...
Rare.
It's probably one of the worst shows I've ever seen. It was called The Effectors. It was on... Well, that's because it was specifically written for Royal Caribbean cruises. And this was on that last cruise I was on. I guess they're too cheap now to actually play, real name shows. So they wrote this. And I mean, the music was awful. The story was awful. I walked out in the middle, so I don't really know how it ended.
Oh, wow.
Ended.
But it was just like regular superhero, basic superhero.
Yeah, but it was the Effectors, where it's all about these effects and everything. And it's...
Strange.
It was just stupid. No kidding.
No kidding.
Actually, that's not the worst show I've ever seen. The worst show I've ever seen was called... Here, I'm getting way off topic.
No, I want to hear
It's funny. I remember my freshman year of high school, we did a thing called the Cappies, where we went and saw all these shows, and we had to rate them. We had to write a review. But the review always had to be spun positive, no matter how bad it was. The worst show we saw ever was called Alice versus Wonderland. Like, picture your Let It Grow, but worse. They threw things at the audience. The story made no sense.
Was it a student-written show, or was it a...
Yes, it was student-written.
You said Alice versus Wonderland.
Alice versus Wonderland.
Is Alice on trial, and the characters of Wonderland are...
I don't remember the plot all that well, but what I do remember is they kept throwing crap at the audience. And this was like a recurring thing. If they weren't doing that...
That's strange.
But yeah, they were just pelting crap the
we
whole
did
show.
Charlie Brown, we threw something at the audience, but only one time. And it was during the baseball scene, and they were huge inflatable baseballs.
I mean, that can't be that bad.
What did they throw?
Like objects, like cups, stuff like that.
Just props.
Props, but
strange.
Like, the kind of props that if you get hit with it, it would probably hurt.
But I did... Have you ever played a supervillain? I played a supervillain type character in Sherlock Holmes, which we talked about a little bit. Have you ever played a supervillain?
Well, I mean, on the same sort of flip side, yeah, I guess I've been the hero in, like, those kinds of stories, like the Sherlock stuff.
Yeah.
The 39 Steps, other murder mystery stuff.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear a 1940s hat and coat.
Yeah, do you think there's a reason that superheroes aren't brought to the stage often?
Well, first of all, I think it's more of a recent thing that people have made superhero movies and TV shows. Like the comics, okay, they started in the 1930s and 40s, but then
they've been around for a while.
The adaptations were until 70s, 80s, and you don't really see a whole lot of 70s and 80s shows either. So
no, but you're seeing things like Back to the Future, which is a movie from the 80s, so you would think...
Well, they did Spider-Man, the musical, apparently.
And it was called Spider-Man, After Dark or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Horrible.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Horrible. Oh, Mikey, you don't know this. Our guest tonight, I'm not supposed to spoil really who's coming on, but he was in that show.
No.
He was in that show.
Oh boy.
But anyway, yeah, that was a doozy. That show ended because the Spider-Man fell, right?
Oh, I forgot about that part.
There were so many practical effects. Well, first of all, have you seen the costumes for the show? The Green Goblin looked like the Grinch. Which I can't judge it. I had never seen a full production of it. But there were so many technical effects in that show, and someone playing Spider-Man fell from this like top of the building.
Holy crap.
And their cable didn't catch them. They fell. And I'm pretty sure that's why they closed. If that's not why they closed, that is one of the big memorable moments, though.
Oh, man. But yeah, I heard it was awful. So it's interesting.
It is interesting because Spider-Man did so well. And
how do you make someone fly across a stage? That's what a lot of superheroes do.
Well,
Iron
Peter
Man
Pan
flies.
You see Peter Pan. That goes on Broadway. That's went on Broadway for many times. It's been revised, right?
Okay, wait a minute. I know why.
Tell me.
How many superhero movies have a good plot?
Well, they're all the same, but
exactly.
But most things are the same. I'm here to say I think there should be more superhero.
I mean, all the Marvel stuff. Come on, there is no plot there.
I have not seen like any of the new Marvel movies,
and you can't really do that many fight sequences and that many.
That I think you nailed it there.
That many CGI collapsing building effects.
I think 95% of those movies are fighting, and that is something that's hard to replicate on the stage.
Well, and then I don't know how to apply that to a story that people will want to see and won't be just like, wow, this is just, because I guess you could use a screen and all these effects like that cruise ship show, but that doesn't make it much of a show. That makes it watching a screen, which is no different than watching a movie.
When I think of a comic or a superhero show on stage, I think of like grayscale buildings that are sideways and like oddly shaped, like a cartoon or a comic book page would look.
Oh yeah, I think that's pretty neat.
So I think a screen would be a bad choice. They also made a Superman musical at one point, I believe.
No kidding.
They did, which I could see you playing a good Superman.
Ha! They could do the new Joker movie. Have you seen that?
I haven't. See, I don't keep up with
come
modern.
on.
I literally have only watched the old stuff.
Now that could be like a really dark show.
The Joker?
The Joker movie, the new one with
Walking Phoenix?
Yeah, with him.
Oh, I love him.
He was so good.
Best Johnny Cash role player out there.
Oh, I forgot he was Johnny Cash. But then he was so good. He was such a good actor, and it's a character study, that movie. So that could possibly be a musical. Something really dark, because it's a very dark movie.
I'll have to check that one out. I have the newest Marvel movie that I've seen. No, I've seen one of the newer Spider-Mans, but before that, it would be like the first Thor that ever came out, which was when I was like in 5th grade or middle school, and I was so young. I could not keep up with them, and I hated them. I hate superhero movies, and
I mean, I'm not a big fan of them either. Like,
I truly only like the comics.
Oh, you like the comics?
I do. I wrote this show that we were talking about in mind of comic books and not superhero movies.
Yeah, the movies it's just not much plot. But maybe there is a way to write a show with superheroes that has a pretty good plot, can be, improved with music, etc., etc. Something to fully flesh out a show that's interesting and people want to see.
So we've talked about Spider-Man After Dark. I know that's not the name of it. I don't think it is, but it's something like that. We've talked about that. So that leads me into the perfect next segment of tonight's episode.
Well,
and that is we have a guest.
Oh.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
They're impatiently waiting and they're ready to come in.
All right.
So I'm going to bring them in without further ado. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Broadway cast of Spider-Man After Dark, something like that. We have with us tonight the amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, thank you for being here. The first question I got to ask you is, what is it like, first of all, being loved by so many, but being recognized by so many, and also just being, how do you stay so humble? How do you stay so humble?
Well, it's a hard thing to do, Spider-Man can't go to the store, it's hard at times, but pleasuring at others, I think you know where I'm coming
Spider-Man, you sound different than you do in the movies.
Well, those are just movies. I'm the real thing, okay?
You kind of remind me of somebody.
He's from the Broadway version, Mikey.
Yeah.
You got to keep that in mind.
Oh.
All right. So Spider-Man, and the reason I wanted to bring you in here tonight is because I wanted to ask Mikey, I wanted to have a little superhero battle tonight and see if Mikey and I were superheroes, who would win. And, we're going to toss it out right here, right now, and we're going to let Spidey here be the judge. So, Mikey, here in this journal, I have a couple questions to ask you, and we're going to go back and forth.
All right, let's see.
And I've given no thought for my answers either. So, let's just write these, or let's just...
Yeah, might as well.
Mikey, if you could have one superhero power, what would it be?
Immortality, and that includes making other people immortal too, if I want it.
Okay, well you can accept that, but I'm also going to ask you what your kryptonite is at the end, which has to be something. So is that going to be your only? Like you gotta. That's just because you're afraid of death, Mikey.
Well, yeah, but
think you're okay. You want it to be immortality?
I mean, that's what comes first to mind.
Okay, we'll keep it, Mikey. What would your name be if you were? Oh wait, I needed to give you mine first. So if I was a superhero,
let's go back. It's not very superhero-like to just be immortal. I mean, if it's like a wish, I guess, yeah, immortality, that'd be cool. But if we're talking superhero...
superheroes, Deadpool is also an immortal superhero. That's like his thing. But
that's it?
But he can die, right? I don't know.
But does he have any other powers?
He's good with swords.
Never met the guy. Yeah.
But, all right. So, immortality and... how about...
I've got mine.
I can read minds.
That's a good one. That's a scary one. You might be a super villain with that one. I would choose... I was going to say invisibility. Because then you could, like... eavesdrop on your supervillains, get the scoop. But I changed my mind. Telekinesis.
I read your mind. I knew you were going to say that.
Telekinesis. I would move things. And do you know how many times I want to write a play, but I don't want to physically do it? What if I could...
Like Matilda?
Yeah, exactly. Wait. Itty bitty pretty one.
Oh,
so what would your name be? And what would your costume look like?
I haven't thought about any kind of superhero name in my life, actually. Can I just still be Mikey Mills?
Yeah. Mikey Mills.
No, that's lame. Let's try something else. Sorry, Spider-Man. You gotta be patient with me. Mikey Man. Yeah, that's it.
Well, Mikey Man's worst enemy. Mikey Man's worst enemy is Michael Man.
Uh-oh.
That's my name. I think if I was a superhero, I would want the most basic superhero costume. I kind of think I would want to be dressed like, which one is it in SpongeBob? Mermaid and
the
Barnacle.
Dirty Bubble.
Yes, the villains, but the one that has like, he's like all in red, but he has a belt on, and then
Barnacle Boy?
No, the villain, and he has like.
Oh, Man Ray.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's Man Ray.
I would want to look like him.
Okay, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay. What would you want to look like if you were a superhero?
I'm gonna think outside the box, kind of like a James Bond, like a tux. I think that'd be classy, cool, and also kind of unique.
So no, it's giving Batman vibes, but you can't afford to get the cool gadgets and stuff. So no cape.
Well, if I can read minds, I'll be rich. I mean, I could, figure out exactly what to invest in so quickly.
You are 100% a supervillain.
Well, what do you mean supervillain?
All you care about is getting rich and not saving the citizens of Metropolis.
What
And living forever.
Well, oh man, that is kind of thinking supervillain like. But I mean, I could also help people, like.
You could
if an old lady gets her purse stolen, like something you've dealt with many times, what I could do is I could go to people and read their mind, figure out if they stole that old lady's purse.
You're right. I'll give you that.
But mostly for personal gain.
So I'm looking. I'm dressed like Man Ray. Is that his name?
Oh, wait, no, I couldn't do that because then they'd know that I could read minds. I'd have to keep it a secret that I could read minds. Nobody could know.
So, Mikey, what would your kryptonite be? What would defeat Mikey Man?
What would defeat Mikey Man? If it's anything like real life, rap music.
That's a good one. You just play a boom.
Like, no, turn it off.
He starts melting.
It's awful.
Like the Wicked Witch if you play rap music. My kryptonite would be Bosco cheese sticks because I am so obsessed with them.
Those are so good. Do you have any?
No, I get them at the dollar store, and they've been out for a while, but they actually are in stock now. So
no kidding.
The next part of our show is called Behind the Curtain. And do you know what we're doing tonight for Behind the Curtain?
What are we doing tonight for Behind the Curtain?
We're going back. We're going old school. Improv. We are doing improv karaoke.
Oh, this will be fun.
As our superheroes.
All right, I'm in.
Ooh.
Yeah, who wants...
Spider-Man, can you get me a water real quick? Just do the web thing.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Gee, thanks, Spider-Man. You're the greatest.
Wow. Yeah, Mikey, who wants to sing first, me or you?
You can go first.
All right. What's my name? Dum da da dum. My name is Michael Mann. I think I can't. Hold on. I need to restart.
My name is Michael Mann.
It had a good first bar too. Tap, a tap, tap, tap. Going to defeat Mikey Man with some rap. A tap, tap, tap. A tap, tap, tap.
Oh.
Here I go. Every day I wake up and save the city, but when will the people say we need to show that man? No, hold on, let me restart. Mikey Man is afraid of rap. I say cut that crap, cause I'm back in the flat. Here I am, I'm gonna have a heart attack giving Mikey a rap from the stack. Here I am, my name is Michael Mann. My only kryptonite is a Bosco stick, Dan. And I know your name's not Dan, it's Mikey Mills. Mikey Man, he's the super villain of Beverly Hills. That's right. Word. All right, Mikey, let's see what you got.
Do 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 Mikey Man do 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 Mikey Man, he'll do what he can to get ahead, and you won't know a thing. But we got this guy with telekinesis. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's just oh God, this is bad. Michael Man stupid. Michael Man stupid. Michael Man stupid. He really sucks. His power's really bad. Nobody likes it. Mikey Man's better than you. Michael Man stupid.
That's real original.
Michael Man stupid.
That's real original, Mikey
He's
Man.
definitely a villain.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man, what do you think? Who do you think? First of all, this is...
And the winner is...
That was Spider-Man.
Wow. That was amazing. I've never met a superhero before.
That was pretty cool. I didn't even get his autograph or anything, though, so I'm kind of regretting
good
that. So, yeah, final verdict. I'm going to be the first to say it. If you want to reach out to me and do my play... Heroes. If you want to reach out to me and do my play, Heroes in Disguise, email me at michaelenglishscripts@gmail.com. It's meant for a small theater that's doing shows for like children, a library or a school. It does teach a lesson about bullying, and I think there's a good story there. But the final verdicts that I have, I don't think superheroes translate well to the stage.
Nope. I mean, there's been some abstract concepts that have translated well, but superheroes...
I think it can be done well if you have the right budget, the right theater, the right equipment, the right tech.
You know what would be good? Austin Powers, the musical.
I'm honestly surprised that a writer similar to Mel Brooks hasn't done something.
That would be great. Holy crap. I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
You would play Austin Powers.
Oh, you know I would, baby.
Yeah, but superheroes, they don't translate well to the stage.
Yeah, I can't really think of that many good superhero stories. Austin Powers, that'd be a good one. Ant-Man would not work. Iron Man.
Never seen it. Never
couldn't
seen
do
it.
Aquaman, what are you going to do, flood the theater?
List me as many superhero movies as you can, and I'll tell you if I've seen them or not. List me ones you've seen, so I know that you've seen them, and I'll tell you if I've seen them or not.
I haven't seen that many, but I can name off like superheroes. Like Superman, Spider-Man, Batman.
Seen, not
Wonder
seen.
Woman.
Not seen.
Aquaman.
Not seen.
Mermaid Man. SpongeBob.
Seen.
That's all I got.
So the last thing we do here on Struggling to Write is what we call a musical goodbye. For tonight's episode, we have Mikey Man giving us none other than a really good musical goodbye. So we just got word that he is right now flying over the city. And so we're going to go to the sky cam, and Mikey Man is going to sing us our musical goodbye.
Whoa, didn't see you there while flying through the city. Here's the musical goodbye. Goodbye to viewers, goodbye to everyone. We'll be back next week. Make sure you tune in. Bye! Whoa, didn't see you there. I'm Mikey Man.
Wait, should I know that one of your dry... Did you know